Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our new video talking about the Blacklist Season 10. There we go. Got every single finger in the camera frame. That was a real concern. Okay, we have a lot to discuss in terms of when it's coming back. What do we know so far? What are some things that could be happening?
So we also have a question for you guys. If you were here with us last summer, you know that during the summer between the finale and when it came back in the fall, we had videos every single week for you guys. And there was a lot to talk about after that season 8 finale. But this is not coming back until early 2023. So we are like months and months and months away. But we were talking this morning trying to find a way, to keep the conversation going with you guys. We don't want to stop doing Blacklist videos, but there isn't going to be enough really for us to talk about outside of updates like these. As information comes in about season 10, we're going to come on and give you guys videos throughout the rest of this year. But we have a poll up on our community board, or you can leave us in the comments an answer to our question, which is, if we came back here every Friday and did a rewatch of season 1 and brought you reviews every Friday, would you guys want something like that? Or to watch with us? Let us know in the comments. We're just trying to get a feel for what type of content you guys want for Blacklist for the long wait that we have. Because, like I said, we really do want to continue talking Blacklist.
Yeah, and hit that subscribe button so that you guys don't miss any of the other stuff we've got coming up, since we're not going to be going anywhere. We don't want you guys to go anywhere either, and it feels like it's more appropriate than ever that we potentially do like a season 1 rewatch, because hey, we just saw Wu Jing, and guess where Wu Jing is from the Blacklist season 1. So there's a little bit of interesting synergy going on here.
Yeah, hit that subscribe button, because we're also going to be making sure to bring you all the most up-to-date news on Blacklist season 10 whenever anything comes out. New casting, new information, anything that we're actually getting. We definitely will have videos up here, so we're going to be a good source for that. Also, if you are looking for a new murder mystery type whodunit, we're going to be covering Only Murders in the Building. It is coming up at the end of June, and if you like the Blacklist, you'll love this show.
Okay, so season 10. Let's start with premiere date talk. Jess already made it very clear it's not coming back until early 2023. It's not on NBC's fall schedule. The earliest and most likely date we could see is probably January. If you guys remember back during the Blacklist season 6, that's a tongue twister.
Yeah.
The show came back in early January that year, so I think we kind of sort of could see something along those lines again.
So they're also saying that it's going to be a full season, most likely 22 episodes. Once again, we saw that in season 6 that they were able to do that, but there were some 2-hour blocks here and there where we had, double feature kind of deal.
I remember in season 6, so it's like the 2-hour blocks, I understand it's necessary to get the show out there between like January and May, but there was also like a 2-hour block one time that had like a really interesting Dembe episode in the first hour, and then the second hour was like this huge lore episode, and like everything in the first episode got completely forgotten, and I felt really bad.
I remember that.
I hope they don't do something like that again, but no, I am appreciative of the idea that it seemingly we're getting a full season, and that makes me very, very happy.
Yeah, and I mean, one of the benefits of it being sort of in a smaller block of like a January to May or June or whatever is that there should be less hiatuses, and that it should be pretty weekly.
All right, so now comes the big question that I think we have probably asked for multiple years on end here, and it keeps coming back anyway, will this be the final season? Nothing is official. Like, I've kind of felt like if they're gonna end it, season 10 is a big round milestone number. It would make a certain degree of sense.
Yeah, but now they've brought up the Marvin list, and that basically that list has taken us 9 seasons to get through with the actual Blacklist and everyone who's on that list. So, I mean, bringing in this type of a list, if they are going to be bringing back old blacklisters, which I'm assuming has got to be the way that it's going to go down. I just don't think they're going to wrap this up in a couple of episodes. It's all going to be fine. That we're going to have Reddington battling people that he's helped put away or helped escape or helped whatever, that working with the FBI, that there's going to be some people with some raw feelings that are coming back and are going to want to talk about it. And with there being 9 seasons worth of people, I mean, that opens up the show to many more seasons.
It really does. Like, that's kind of the crazy thing about all of this, is that they could theoretically, and I'm not saying they're going to do this, but they could have a full season of just blah, 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 conclusion, blah, 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 conclusion. Like, they could just do a bunch of conclusions and then leave us with all of the blank names. Because, like, going in this season 10, before we got to the finale and that big twist, it was kind of like, all right, there's only so many names left, and I don't really know how they could go beyond a season 10 with that. But now all bets are kind of off.
So it looks like things are going to pick up in season 10 exactly where they left off. I mean, there could be a tiny time jump, but I mean, they're really pushing that things are going to heat up. I don't know how they would have some sort of major time jump with this information out there, and, you know, Wu Jing being so pissed off and having this list that he's not going to immediately start making some phone calls.
Yeah, this has got to be, they can't do another, like, 2-year jump.
No.
It just doesn't make any sense. I think
maybe long enough to hire a couple new people in the task force, like maybe a week, but, you know, that's about it.
Yeah, like that is, of course, one of the biggest questions now, because, you know, we know that Amir and Laura are both gone from this show. There's no more Aram, at least for now. There's no more Agent Park. It's like, they got to replace them somehow.
Well, there's also this other question of it's seemingly that the sisters were being taken off by Red to go somewhere else to some sort of safety. Are they gone? Because if they're gone, and let's say Dembe comes back to Red, which is what I'm hoping for, I don't know if that's where they're going to go. They may have committed to him being part of the FBI, but then that leaves a whole task force of Wrestler and Cooper, and then they have to replace a lot of people, which, you know, it's hard to lose people like Aram and Park, and if we're going to lose Dembe from there as well, to have such a tight-knit group of people for so long in this task force. But having fresh faces, I mean, it could be good. I mean, it could really sort of put a new, fresh coat of paint on the task force to sort of see how it goes, give some different dynamics with Wrestler being the senior agent who's been there since the beginning, having a whole group of newbies there. I mean, how could it go?
It could be really funny. Like, it could be something. It's really going to depend on the writing, right? Like, if you write a couple of really interesting characters, then it can totally work. Like, my obvious fear is that they're going to just put on, like, generic tech expert Bob, who is going to just, like, try to be an Aram clone, because clearly they need somebody with his skill set in there, and then it's just going to be really annoying. And so I'm going to put my faith in the Blacklist writers that we are not going to get Aram 2.0, that they are going to bring us somebody new and exciting and different.
I'm just hoping that with Park's replacement, that they don't do the new person the way that they did Park, where she just did not get enough screen time in the first while, where I just didn't get to know her outside of her bloodlust. I just didn't know anything about her really until this last season, and now she's gone. I think they just need to have a couple of episodes where they really let us get to know the new people on the task force so that we can care about them right away.
I think the only other, like, large scale thing in my head right now, we talked about this in the finale already, it's just like, who's going to be really the central villain in all of this? Like, is it just like this collection of blacklisters from the past? Is there a ringleader? Because I don't think the ringleader is going to be Wu Jing. I just don't think he is, like, notable enough or interesting enough. Like, my theory remains that number 2 on the blacklist, whoever this may be, I just like doing the real Katerina Rostova thing because it's fun and it stirs up controversy. But, like, I think that needs to be sort of the person in charge. Like, there needs to be a significant threat, maybe a new threat behind all of this, just because it's been a while since we've had the new super scary big bad. Not to say Marvin wasn't scary, it's just like we already knew Marvin.
Yeah, I mean that is still the big hanging question, which I kind of think we might get by the end of season 10 if they do have a season 11. I think this season really is going to be mostly about this new list and bringing back blacklisters and sort of pulling on the nostalgic strings of everybody that's been watching the show since the beginning to see all these old faces coming back and with revenge on their minds and upset at everything that Reddington has done and the betrayals. And I think that it could be a really juicy season, but we need to see Reddington sort of get back to who he is. Now that everything is completely tied up with Liz, there is no more mystery. It is all solved. He knows who was behind it. It is all put to rest. Can he come back a new man? Or is this sort of threat of all these blacklisters that he did dirty coming back to really sort of motivate him to be like, oh no, I really need to like be on my game about this and I can't really grieve any further. I'm in trouble every day.
That's what I want. I want Reddington in peril. I want him to go like full haywire chaos on these people, because that's one of the Reddingtons I love, where he really feels cornered and he just comes out swinging, and I think there's a lot of really great potential there.
Well, my other question is, if the sisters are gone and Dembe isn't coming back to work with Red, then what happens to Red? Because he's always had somebody that works with him on his team that's sort of a spiritual advisor to some degree. And if he doesn't have the sisters and he doesn't have Dembe there, then what happens to him?
It's me. I'm Reddington's new
goodness.
spiritual advisor. It's okay, Red. You
Okay.
eat that chicken wing. It's good for you. See,
my
I
goodness.
can feel this. No, I don't actually know where they would go. Maybe it means we'd see more Hetty. Maybe it seems we'd see more Paula. It's probably not going to be me. That's the one thing we can assume.
Chicken wings? Are you telling me what's happening for dinner here?
I love chicken. I'm just saying. No, I'm excited to sort of see how a lot of that unfolds. I mean, will this be the season we actually learn who Raymond Reddington really is? Mm-hmm. Maybe in the series finale, if it's a series finale. I don't think they're going to do it beforehand at this point.
No, I think maybe we might find out in the series finale, but I'm actually kind of concerned now that we've seen the end of season 8 that they feel they told enough and that it's up to interpretation. If you believe that he's really Katarina or you believe he's someone else, it's up to your own interpretation, and they are never going to answer that question. There's a little like pit in my heart that worries that they were like, that was good enough.
I'm going to be so mad.
Oh, I'm going to be so mad. This is going to be a real special video here on the channel.
So stay tuned for that if the blacklist ends without any answers. But okay, well, we are going to have some more coverage throughout this offseason, as Jess specified earlier. So, let us know in the comments if you guys would be interested in a season 1 rewatch. Also, go and vote in that poll. Check out our coverage. The Boys, Obi-Wan Kenobi. There's a lot of awesome stuff happening right now on the channel. Yeah. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you here next time.